Hey, Johanna. I wanted to come to you guys for a few minutes and talk about PCI. A lot of you have expressed interest in getting a little more training on PCI, so I wanted to give you some basics and then go from there. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the PCI reading program. It's a big box. It could be red, green, or blue, but it should look something like this. Um, and there are a lot of components to it. So let's talk about the teacher's manual, which is in the box, and hopefully you have that, and see what the components are. Okay, so here's the first thing that I wanted to show you. This is what your box looks like. It's got a lot of components, as you can see, including a lot of books. And here's your list of everything that you should have. And I'll share this document with you just in case you don't have a teacher's guide. That way you can email me and let me know what you're missing. Um, but as you can see, there are a lot of things, including word cards and picture cards to help with sentence building. There's some trace and read workbooks. There's reading comprehension pages that you can have. Um, there's a game. So this is there are a lot of things that can truly enrich your English language arts time. So as you're looking in the teacher's guide, it will also give you some ideas for how to set up your program. You can see it has program preparation, tells you how to how you could display the books, what to do with the word and picture cards. It suggests a reading corner, um, when and how to implement the word building software. And you can read through those and decide if those things will work for your students. It may not, but it's always a good start. And then as time goes on and you learn your students better, you can, and get more familiar with the program, you can modify and adjust. It also has a sample of what a lesson cycle would look like. So when you're thinking about little chunks or units of your lesson, you've got the word building lesson, you've got the section where they get to trace and read the words. You can see it incorporates pictures. You've got the guided word practice where it has a lesson plan for you, tells you exactly what to say, tells you exactly what picture and word cards you're going to need. Um, and then you have the component that they are supposed to use, that they're supposed to read, as well as the word cards and the picture cards that go along with that. You also have activity sheets. Um, there, there's the word game, which we mentioned earlier. There's the assessment components and the opportunity for them to read a book. And as I mentioned, we also have comprehension questions and another lesson plan section that can go with this as well. And then there's the building reading skills binder that gives you some ideas and some activities to help them improve their skills. And you can see all the different components that are included in that. So if you think about all these different little chunks that you could offer to your students, that could take up quite a bit of your English language arts time, and their skills should grow. And there's even some components for you to be able to record that data. So check out these guidelines, guys. You can see that it gives specific times for each section of the lesson. It totals about 80 minutes, which is a pretty good time. Definitely not all at once, but you can chunk that lesson and you can still use that work first, then whatever their preferred activity is for each component. And if you wanted to, you could even use that concept in the middle of each of these lessons, in the middle of the word practice lesson. They do a few and then you give them a break. Whatever works for your students, that's what you need to do. But there are some guidelines even for this part. So there's a whole lot of instruction that your kids would be able to receive. Okay. And then so that you are able to track the data to understand how they're doing, they have comprehensive and tests and progress charts. Okay. Um, this first one is a great example of progress monitoring at the beginning of the year, middle of the year, and then at the end of the year. So you can keep a record of which words your kids have mastered. The words are very similar to what's in Brigance. They're not in the same order, but you don't have to assess them twice. You can use one of those assessments and for the students and just use that data. Okay, this particular progress monitoring chart allows you to track how they did on the lessons. Let me see if I can enlarge that for you a little. Um, and you can't see it very well still, but it has attempt 1, attempt 2, attempt 3. It's got all those lesson components are listed here, and you can record how they did, how many questions they got right or wrong, and then you can even make comments over here. And on this side are all the different sight words. Okay, so um, so it has the assessment components, has everything that you would need to provide that quality lesson for your students. So if this is something you would like further training on, please let me or Shaylee know. Thanks.